Welcome students. Today we will take chapter 2 polynomials algebraic identities. Let us recapitulate. We have learned about these identities in the previous class. The identity 1 is x plus y whole squared is equal to x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. It is also called the perfect square identity. The identity 2 is x minus y whole squared. Everything is same, but the middle term is minus 2xy. In the identity 3, we are having x squared minus y squared. Here we are having the two factors that are x plus y and x minus y. In identity 4, we are having the two factors x plus a into x plus b equal to x squared. We are going to take this terms a plus b in the bracket and multiply by the variable x, and in the last term we are having the product of a and b. So the middle term is the sum of a and b, and the last term is the product of a and b. Where you will see in the examples that will be coming by that these a and b will be numbers. Use suitable identities to find the following products. Here the first example is about x plus a and x plus b. We are going to use that identity. How do we come to know which identity is to be used? For that, you can see that here the x is repeating two times and the factors are x plus 4 and x plus 10. They are different numbers 4 and 10 which are represented in general by a and b. So what is the identity for it? The middle term will be the sum of these two numbers and the last term will be the product of these two numbers. Now let us understand how we are going to apply the identity. Now we are going to find the product. The first term is x squared. The second term is sum of the numbers multiplied by x. And the final term is product of the numbers. And it will be a constant term. You can see that the degree of the variable is in decreasing order. And the final term is the constant term. Hence, using the identity, we are getting x squared plus 10 plus 4. The sum of 4 and 10 is 14x. And the product of 4 and 10 is 40. So the identity is very simple. Here again, we are going to use the same identity, x plus a and x plus b. Here, a and b are in the form of numbers plus 4 and minus 5. But there is slight variation in x. Here, in the place of x, we are having 3x. So, I have chosen this example. Now, using the general identity x plus a into x plus b, where x plus a and x plus b are the factors, we get the expanded form as x squared plus sum of the numbers into x and product of a and b. So let us start the example. Here we are going to replace x squared with 3x. So be very careful, don't write only x. You have to write 3x because here the value of x is 3x. Now let us start the first term with 3x whole square plus what is the sum of the numbers a and b in general, and for this particular term for this particular example, it is plus 4 and minus 5. So A and B will be replaced with plus 4 and minus 5. As I told you previously that the middle term is the sum of the numbers. So here goes the middle term, plus 4 minus 5. These numbers are to be taken in brackets. As you can see, A plus B is in bracket. I told you that x will be replaced by 3x. So here we have replaced x with 3x. So in general term, wherever you are seeing x, in this particular example, you will be seeing 3x. And finally, we are having the product of the numbers, that is in general AB. Here in this particular sum, the product of the numbers is 4 into minus 5. And see, the sum is so simple. We arrive at the result. What is 3x squared? It is 9x squared. Don't forget to square even this 3. Why? We have put it in the bracket. Yes, and one more important thing is that put this 3x in bracket. Sometimes you are in the habit of putting this 3 outside the bracket, then you won't get the answer. 3x is a single term. It's together. They are not separate. They are separate terms. 3 is not separated from x. Both of them go hand in hand together. That's why we have to put it in bracket. If you remove the bracket, then it will be very difficult for you to understand. And if you are not using the bracket, then what mistake will you commit? You might commit the mistake that you will take 3 here and you will just square the x. So be very careful. Use the bracket so that you will even square this number 3. So 3 squared is 9. X squared is as it is. 4 minus 5 is minus 1. Minus 1 into 3 is minus 3. And the term is, and the variable is x with degree 1. So minus 3x. And the final term is the constant term, but it is the product of the numbers. Which numbers? 4 and minus 5. So 4 into minus 5 is minus 20. So the sum are very simple. Just you have to remember the identity. In this sum, we are going to use a different identity. Now you have to just observe which identity suits this sum the best. And then you have to apply it. So here we are able to identify that this identity A plus B, A minus B is required for this sum. Here the factors are A plus B, A minus B in general. Now for this particular sum, how are we going to replace this A and B? So here they are. A will be replaced with y squared and B is going to be replaced by 3 upon 2. So wherever you are seeing A, you replace it with y squared. Y squared whole squared. Again, don't forget to put the bracket. And minus 3 upon 2 is in this bracket because we replaced b with 3 upon 2. So this b is replaced with 3 upon 2. Again, don't forget the bracket and square it. If you don't use the bracket, then there are chances you will commit many mistakes. Now, what is square of a square? It is y power 4. So, y power 4 minus 3 squared is 9 and 2 squared is 4. So, minus 9 upon 4. See, so simple the answer is. Here I purposely did not use the letters x plus y and x minus y, because if I would have used those letters, they would have got confused with our question. So when you see that in the question, if there is x and y, such letters are there, then you just change your letters of the general form into A and B. A, B is also a convenient way to express the general form. It's not necessary that you use only x and y, because many times in the question you find the question in the form of x and y, then change your general form in this form. then it will be easier for you to do the sum, because previously I have used the letters A, X and Y, like x plus y whole squared, we have used x minus y whole squared, but here we can use A and B also. So there is a tip for you over here. Convert the general form in the form of A and B if the question is having the forms of x and y. That will make the sum easier. Now we are going to apply the identities to find the product of numbers. Here you can see the product of number 95 into 96. Now this product can be written in the form x minus a, x minus b. Now even while choosing x, you should be very much wise. Many children choose the 90 plus 5 and 90 plus 6, but that is not a wise choice. Always choose 100 if possible, because when you choose 100, the calculations become very easy, which we will see here below. At present, I am telling you that choosing 100 is better than choosing 90. So, 100 minus 5 and 100 minus 4. Here you can see 100 is repeating 2 times. It must repeat 2 times because our identity is also the same. X plus A, X plus B. Here X is repeating 2 times. So here it is mandatory that 100 should repeat 2 times. And after that, this is A and this is B. So we can now identify our identity, which is x plus a, x plus b is equal to x squared plus the middle term is sum of the numbers and the last term is the product of the numbers. Now let us put the values in, replace x with the values. What is the value of x? It is 100. Take 100 square. See, now here you will understand. So it is to take 100 square. What is 100 square? If there are two zeros, then 100 square will become 4 zeros. But if you would have taken 90 over here, the sum would have become a little bit lengthy. That is why it is very easy to choose 100 and do calculations. The middle term is the sum of the numbers minus 5 and minus 4, which in our general expression were A and B. So here the sum of the numbers is minus 5 and minus 4, but don't forget this 100. Usually children forget the 100. What is this 100 determining? It is determining the value of x. So be very careful to put this 100 outside the square bracket. And the final term is the product of the numbers. That is minus 5 into minus 4. Now see, it's so simple. 100 square is having 4 zeros. Minus 9 into 100 is minus 900. And minus 5 into minus 4 is plus 20. It is always very convenient to add these two and then subtract minus 900. Then you will get this value 9120. So here we are with another sum, but here we are going to use a different identity. So I prefer this sum. Now again I will remind you that 100 is a very convenient number to choose. So here we can choose 100 and we can proceed with the sum. 100 plus 4 is 104 and 100 minus 4 is 96. So it is of the form x plus y and x minus y. Now you have to remember which identity it is. It is x squared minus y squared. Now x will be replaced with 100 and y will be replaced with 4. So just you have to put 100 in the bracket, square it. Similarly, you will put 4 in the bracket and square it. That's all you have to do. Just remember the identity and replace the variables with the numbers of the question. That's all. 100 square is 10,000 and 4 squared is 16. And just subtract it, you get the answer. That's all with this sum. So simple it is. The only thing you have to remember is which identity is suitable over here in this particular sum. Here is an assignment for you. Practice properly and all the best. Thank you.